Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. Hi, I'm Ruchika Yadav and I would like to thank all of you for joining us today for this webinar. Before we get started, I would like to go over a few points over here so you know how to participate in the webinar. Um, the webinar is going to be about simplifying the navigation for HRs. So first, for the first half an hour, we'll cover the agenda for this session. This will help HRs. This will simplify the life of HRs in terms of accessibility of the features that we have with us with Zimyo, and improve their efficiency in work, right? And during the session, you can note down your questions and answer questions in the Q&A section that we'll be taking towards the end of this section. In the last 15 minutes, we'll take time and answer to the best of our knowledge. Now, I would like to present the presenter of this webinar to you all. We have Abhishek Kapoor with us, who is the AVP of products with Zimyo. He has been with Zimyo for the last 2 years, and he has vast experience in creating B2B SaaS products with Zimyo and organization like Schlumberger. He is an IIT Roorkee alumni. And over to you, Abhishek. Please go ahead with the webinar.
Thank you so much, Ruchika, for the introduction. So let's just begin with the agenda. So last year we launched this Zimyo 2.0 and many people liked it because of enhanced features. But there was one collective feedback from all the HRs, and that was it was very difficult to locate certain features, or it was taking a lot of clicks to get to one feature. Like for example, we had this screen for admin, and then under HRMS you had another screen, and a lot of settings were scattered here and there. Like for example, certain settings were in this screen while other settings were present on the screen. So it was very difficult for new HRs to figure out exactly where to locate certain features. And we took that feedback very positively. And for the same reasons, we are revamping this new navigation for the HRs. The idea of this new navigation is that every HR should be able to locate features of Zimyo in lesser number of clicks and without any hassle. So I'll just present you the new navigation. This is the new navigation that we will be launching in a short while, probably by next week or within 10-15 days. As you can see, now this is the one-stop screen for all admins. Forget about that hassle, like switching between this admin panel and between this HRMS to toggle between certain settings. Right now, you have this screen, and this screen will contain all the work that you have to do as an HR. What I'll do, I'll just hover from top to down, and you can see that all the features that Zimyo has got to offer you will be visible on the screen. Like all employee calendar, shift, leave, holidays, roster, from all the requests or the timesheets, clients, projects, shops. So everything is now available on one single screen, and it would be very easy for you to locate these features. And of course, like initially used to navigate from one screen to another, that problem will also be solved. So what I'll do, I'll just take a small tour of all these menus so that you would be aware like where to find these menus. So starting, we have this apps. You might be familiar with this concept. Like you have the ESS. Now this is will be called ESS because only employee settings or employee screens would be available under this ESS. Then you have got performance. You have got payroll and ATS. All the applications under one hood called apps. Then you have got the company dashboard. As you can see, we are not changing any screen. The screens are same as they used to be before, but the way to navigate those screens has changed. It would make your life easier to locate these features, and of course with lesser number of clicks. Next, you have got this employees. We are calling employee directory now, and then you have got this org chart. Then you have got roles and permissions. Like if you want to give certain access, certain menu access to certain admins, that can be achieved from here. I'll give you an example. For example, you have got 5 HRs, and one of the HR should have access only to the calendar data, not to the expense data or not to the timesheet data. All of these things can be configured from here. Next, you have got data permission. Now, what's the use of this screen? You might have certain HRs in your team or in your company, but you do not want all the HRs to have complete access to data. I'll give you an example. There might be two HRs sitting in Bangalore and Delhi, and what you want that the Bangalore HR should have access to only employees belonging to Bangalore location. So that can be achieved from this particular screen. What this screen does, it selectively gives access to data to certain HR admins. Next, you have got all the HR modules, starting from the org structure, which contains your company, entity, zone, location, branch, department. Then you have got the workflows. As you can see, we have placed the email library next to the workflows. Why we have done this? Because while configuring the workflow, you might have to change certain email templates as per your company requirements. So it would become very feasible for you, like to go from or to toggle from this workflow screen to the email library screen. That will certainly make the lives of the HRs a lot easier. Next, we have got this calendar. Now, all the features that Zimyo has got to offer you can be seen just by hovering over this calendar, like employee calendar, which is basically the screen from where uh, you look at the attendance of your company employees. Then you have got the shift screen. On this screen, you would be able to configure all your shifts like before. Then you have got leaves. On this screen, like you can create your leave policies and you can assign this policy as per your requirement. And everything that you had in HRMS Zimyo, like sandwich or clubbing policy, everything can be done as before. All that has changed is the navigation. The visibility to the HR admins, especially the new HR admins, because what we have seen that we might be giving training to certain HR admins, let's say 4 to 5 HR admins, but then as time passes by, new HR admins also join the company, and it's not every time feasible to train the new HRs as to how to use the product. So we got a lot of feedback from these new HRs that since we haven't got the training, it has become very difficult for them to locate the features. But right now, everything, you just have to hover from top to down and you would be able to see all the features that are available on the Zimyo portal. Then you have got the surveys. From this screen, you will be able to create all your surveys, and these surveys will be given or floated to all the employees as per your requirement. For example, if you want to create a survey that should be floated to only one department, that is possible. If you want to create a survey that is meant for just one entity, that is also possible. So this is working just as it used to work before. The only thing we have changed is the navigation here. Then we have got the request. Now on this screen, you would have access to all the requests that are being given or floated by the employees. So obviously admins have got all the rights to approve or reject these requests. And on just one screen, you have the entire visibility. Okay, this is my expense, this is my assets, this is my onboarding. So all the requests are now available to you on just one screen. And the best part of this is that you would be able to locate all these request menu items pretty easily. Then you have got the timesheet module. Again, just by hovering over it, you know for a fact that Zimyo has all these features available for you as an HR admin. The clients, the projects, the jobs, the employee timesheet. Employee timesheet is basically meant for you as an admin. You would be able to see all the timesheets that had been submitted by your employees previously. Now, this is your clients. You want to create new clients on the portal. You want to create new projects. So everything can be done from the screen. And finally, you have got the reports. Now, what's the purpose of reports? We already know, like during payroll time or during compliance times, you need these reports access. You want to see certain data. You want to download the Excel and share with certain stakeholders. So again, the report module is again visible to you. We have this custom reports also. If you want to create your own report as per your requirements, that is also possible. So one feature that I would like to talk about more is the upload logs. Although some of you might be aware about this feature because we had this feature for a long time. So the idea of this upload logs is that all the Excels that you have uploaded on Zimyo may be employee data, because when you want to upload employees in bulk, you use the Excel to upload it. Or if you want to upload leave balances, even for that, Excel is used. So this screen is the one-stop screen for accessing all the Excels that have been uploaded by any HR admin on Zimyo. So what happens, like, since there are multiple HRs, one HR might have done certain activity and the other HR might not be aware about this. So all they have to do is to go to the screen and they would know for a fact what files have been uploaded and who has uploaded the file. And also you would be aware about the timestamp at which those changes were made on the system. So that is a step towards more data transparency, enhanced communication between all the HRs, because we got this feedback a lot from all the HRs that certain changes are done by one HR and we don't have uh, any way to figure out what changes have been made or at what particular time. So this is just a small step towards that. Of course, in the meantime or in coming time, we'll be giving you more logs for you to access. So you know for a fact that this changes was made at this particular time. So this was reports. Now, even after this, I have shown you that just all you have to do is to hover from top to down and you would be able to see all the modules. So that's the USP of this navigation. But even after this, let's suppose I am not able to figure out from where to create the leave rule. All I have to do is to look at this search module widget. I'll just start typing leave and the system will give me suggestions. Like, for example, I know that this is my leave rule and the system will redirect me to that particular screen. Or if I'm not able to, let's say, locate my employee directory, I just have to type employee directory and click on this employee directory. And I would be redirected to this screen. And it makes it a lot easier instead of, just looking for a feature from top to down or recalling where a particular menu is located. Alternatively, all I can do is just search that particular module and I will be redirected to that. So that's the USP of this navigation, that it reduces the number of clicks. As you can see that all the menus are just one click away. Even all the shifts, the leaves, holidays, they used to take a lot of clicks in the previous navigation. But in this particular navigation, all of them are just one click away. So that makes the lives of the HR folks a lot easier while they are using Zimyo. And there are other features. I'll just take you here. So all your subscriptions, password policy would be available on this particular tab, the settings tab. Like, starting with the subscriptions, then you have got your password policy, your active session screen. We have this new support screen. For example, if you are not able to understand how to use a particular feature, how to configure a particular feature, you can either contact the support team or you can look at these help talks also. There are a lot of FAQs and a lot of video tutorials and webinars available for your help. And these have been very gently curated after a lot of talks with the HRs, after looking at the common queries that we had usually gotten from the HRs in the last 1.5 years. So this was the entire new navigation for the HR folks. Uh, this is going to be one screen for you if you have to do anything in the capacity of an HR admin. As an employee, if you want to do something for yourself, of course, it works uh, just like before. Like, you had this employee portal from where you can clock in, you can look at your own attendance, or you can look at the other modules also. So that is why we have named it employee self-service. But all the HR features or all the HR settings would be available on this particular screen. Few minutes to discuss about the new dashboards that would be available to you in a very short while. So I'll just show you there. So these are the new dashboards that will be coming to you. Attrition reasons is something that might be useful to you. Like for example, there are a lot of resignations happening, especially in this new age, and all the companies are figuring out like what's the reason of this uh, maybe resignation, or why employees are leaving the company. So you would have this pie chart available to you, and you would know for a fact that these are the reasons because of which employees are leaving. So apart from this, we'll be introducing the attendance dashboard. Of course, this is not live yet, but it will be available to you in a very short while. The purpose of this attendance dashboard is to give you uh, a view about what's happening in the company as far as the attendance or the leaves are concerned. Like for example, some of you might be having a hybrid policy, so you would know on a particular day how many employees are present, how many of them are absent, and how many are on work from home and leave. uh, some companies are very strict about the timings, and they would know like these are the number of employees that were late by 15 minutes, or these are the number of employees that were late by 30 minutes. So all these data points via the form of charts would be available to you pretty soon, and we might be making them live in a short while. So that was something new that we wanted to share with you on this call. But again, the agenda of the call is navigation, and we would like to stick to that. So that was all from the navigation side for you all. Uh, but of course, we can take a few questions. If you have any questions or any queries regarding this navigation, I'll be happy to take them. So, Ruchika, over to you. Please share all the questions that have been asked by the HRs, so that we might be able to answer them to the best of our abilities.
Hi Abhishek, thank you so much for this new navigation demonstration. It was really great to know that it will be helping our partners in, you can say, navigating through this Zimyo portal and
Mhm.
easy access to all the features and configurations, and avoiding all the confusions that they used to have. Thank you so much for this. So we have few questions from our partners, so I'd like to take them one by one, right?
Okay.
So we have this question. Um, uh, how can I access the custom report function in this new navigation?
Could you please repeat the question again? How can I?
Can you please show the custom report feature through this
Okay.
new navigation?
Mhm. So there are two ways to locate that feature. One of them is to just hover over report and click on this
Mhm.
custom. So the idea of this is like we do have got certain out of the box reports, like you might be familiar with, but most of the times, uh, as an HR, I might be looking for reports in a format that I prefer, and for those reasons, we have this custom report. So I have created a few reports before. I can download them for my purposes from this button. And if I want to create a new report, all I have to do is to click on this new report button. I can name my report. Let's say, let's call it new report. And then I can choose the fields that I want to have on my report. For example, I want full name. I might be wanting date of birth. I might be wanting Aadhaar card number, and all the EDM fields that are available. I can choose from them. But let's say I do not want data of the entire company. I want data, let's say, only of certain departments. So I can choose the departments of which I want the data. Also, I can choose the entity also. Like for example, I just want the Mumbai one entity to be available on this report. So I can just put these filters as per my requirement. All I have to do is click on done. This new report is now created, and I can download this as per my convenience anytime I want from this particular button. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Thanks for that, Abhishek. So we have with us the next question. You just mentioned about the dashboards,
Mhm.
the attendance dashboard on the company, about the company and the employees. So do we get any kind of report and the name of the employees or any? Excel sheet that we can download from there?
Yeah. So that's a good question. I think by next week we'll have access to the numbers only. Like you would know, like these are the numbers that were laid by 15 minutes, that were laid by 30 minutes. And by next to next week, we are planning to give you access to the Excel also. You would be able to download the report as per your convenience. And that report would have all the data points about the employee names, their basic fields like designation and departments, and of course, in which category they fall. Are they 15 minutes late or are they 1 hour late? So this is again one step towards better visibility of what's happening in your company. And as I said, the Excel would be available to you by next to next week.
Okay, great. Moving on to next questions. Somebody wants to know that does ATS working with this new navigation, and if yes, how?
Could you please repeat again?
Is ATS working with the new navigation, and if yes, can you please show how to access it?
Okay, so we are talking about the ATS, I guess.
Right.
So we have changed nothing on the ATS front. It's still available at the same place. Like you have to go to the apps just like before, and you have this ATS app available to you. And no change has been made on this application. So it will work the way it used to before, at least for next couple of months. So ATS, as far as ATS module is concerned, we haven't made any changes from the navigation perspective. Of course, there are a lot of features that the team is launching, and they will be available to you in the release notes, but not anything from the navigation front. The navigation remains same.
Um, one of our partners want to know that we were talking about these reports and downloading the Excel. So he just want to know that will it just show the count of the employees, or maybe you can describe what all reports that can be downloaded through these reports of the dashboards.
So are we talking about the dashboard reports or are we talking about the custom reports?
Yes, about the dashboard reports.
So for the dashboard report, as I said, the Excels will be downloaded, and those Excel would contain certain data points like the employee name, the employee count, the employee code, sorry, and basic fields like designation, department, and the next field would be under which bucket they fall. Like, are they 15 minutes late, or are they 30 minutes late, or are they late by 60 minutes? So apart from the count, you would have access to all the employees, their names, their codes, and their basic fields.
Okay, great. So we have next question with us from Ayush. Can we also download the employee directory just with just one click?
Yes, I think that's a very good suggestion. A lot of HRs have asked for the same. So I guess the expectation is like we have this screen and there should be a download Excel button. And from that button, I should be able to download this entire directory. So that feature will be available to you pretty soon. But if you want that feature on an urgent basis, you can create your custom report. All you have to do is to just go to this custom and create a new report. Let's call it all employees. And since I want data of the entire company, I do not have to choose any filter except this one. Like I have to choose the employee status all, like whether it's active or the employee is under probation, all the employees would be available when I download this report. And as per my requirement, I can choose the fields. You have all the fields available to you, which are part of your EDM form, and you can choose the fields that you want. So this is the solution that we have as of now, but that's a very good suggestion. Why do we have to do so many clicks? There can be a download Excel button, and from that download Excel button, I should be able to get access to all my data. So that will be available pretty soon.
Okay, great. So Abhishek wants to know that can we have recording of this session? I have missed some part of the session due to instability of the internet connection. So Abhishek, yes, as I mentioned earlier as well, this session is getting recorded, right? And We'll share it with you over the. You can visit the portal and the webinar section, and the live session will be shown there itself.
Yes, so like the recording is being done. After we are done with this session, we'll share the recording with all our partners by the end of this day.
So, Abhishek, next question is from one of our partners. Does employee portal will also be changed for using?
So not in the near future. I'll just open the employee portal for you all. So not in the near future. We want to do one change at a time, because changing the employee portal is something that we have to do in phases. We can obviously train the HRs. We can talk to them one by one about any changes, but making a drastic change for the employees overnight would confuse them. So we will be making a few changes on the employee portal, also on the navigation front, but that would be very incremental. Maybe small changes at a time. But first of all, our priority is solving the navigation for the HRs, and we want to get this live as soon as possible. And if you have any feedback for us, like on the employee portal front, you can obviously write to us on product@zimyo.com. So that's product@zimyo.com, or you can also reach out to your customer success POC with your feedback.
Okay, great. So we have next question from Mohit. Can I drill down the dashboards?
Can I drill down the dashboards? So by drilling down, I guess you want to put filters on them. Like I'll give an example. Like this is my dashboard available to me, but I do not know if I want to see data of just one particular department. So we are working on this. Give us some time. The idea is to give you access to all the org masters. I'll give you an example. Like this is my organization attendance. I know that 0 employees are present and 615 are absent, but I do not know like what's the status of, let's say, engineering department, or what's the status of HR department. So that drilling down would be available to you. First, we want to come up with all the key points, the key charts. Based on your feedback, we'll definitely put the drilling down also.
Okay, thanks. So Mohit wants to know that can we schedule the reports?
Can we schedule the reports? So not as of now, but this is something that a couple of our partners have discussed with us previously. So the idea behind this is feature is that let's say on every Monday morning 9 a.m. there can be one report that should be emailed to certain management people. Like the CEO of the company wants this report emailed to him at 9 a.m. Monday morning every week of the month. So that's the use case behind this, like scheduling reports. We don't have it as of now, but it's certainly a part of our roadmap.
Okay, thanks for that. So one of our partners want to know that while creating custom reports, can we have options to have like multiple reports merged together? Like I want to
You want to?
create custom report with plus some leave data plus some performance report as well. Some data fields related to PMS as well in that report. Do we have options like that?
So I think as far as the PMS reports are concerned, you have to open the PMS module, and this module will have all the reports that are generally required by the HRs. But if you want to have another report, like you know for a fact that this report would be useful for you and maybe for the HR community, so you can share the feedback with us with the customer success POC. But answering the first question, like can we merge the attendance leave data with my employee data? So yes, you can do it, and for that we have this report engine. It's in the like beta stage kind of a feature. We are working on this, but you can use it if you want to. Like I'll just rename it. I'll configure a new report. I'll just show you how it is done. So I can choose the fields that I want. For example, I want the full names, or if I want, let's say, the mobile number. And if I scroll down, I know I have my leave and attendance data available also. Like if I toggle this setting, present days, leave days, or let's say the paid days, the penalties, all these data points would be available to you once you download the report. Also, if you want to check the leave balances also, like what's my casual leave balance, all you have to do is just enable this toggle. Now you might want the columns to be in certain order. Like for example, you want the full name to be your first column. You have to write one over here. Your mobile number can be your second field. You can write two over here. And then let's say your present days is your third field. You have to write three over here, and so on. So in this way, you will be able to decide the order in which the columns should be displayed. And this particular report would give you a culmination of your ADM data and your attendance data together. So can we move to the next question?
Thanks, Abhishek. So we have next question with us. Can we
So Ruchika, I'm losing your voice.
how can we
Mhm.
get through the organization chart through this new navigation? Hello, am
Please.
I audible now?
Yeah, yeah. So I guess your question
Okay.
is how do we locate the org chart on this new
Yes,
navigation?
and can we have any option to drill down it as per departments or
Mhm. So I'll answer the first question. So as I said, we understand that it's a new
any other
navigation.
organization?
Yeah. So am I audible to you?
Yes.
Hmm. So as I said previously, like we understand it's a new navigation, and we totally empathize. It is not certainly easy to locate all the features at once. So if you are not able to figure out where to locate a particular feature, all you have to do is to search for it. I'll just search org chart and I know that this org chart is now available to me under this drop down. I'll click on this and the system will redirect me to this org chart screen. So on this particular account, we haven't enabled the org chart. So that is why you are not able to see it. But once we make this live for all our partners, you would be able to locate this org chart under the screen. It's now next to the employee directory because it makes a lot of sense that you have this employee data in the list view. Next, you have this org chart. Next, you have got roles and permissions. Like for example, if you want a certain admin to have access to only limited number of menus, you can do that from here. And as I said previously, this is my data permission. Certain HRs should have access only to, let's say, particular location data. That can be achieved from here. So summing up, if you are not able to figure out where to locate a particular feature, a particular HR feature, all you have to do is to just search over here. I'll just take another example. Like for example, if I have to look for employee calendar, I'll just search your employee calendar and I'll be able to redirect it to this screen that I was looking for. And what
Okay.
was the next question? I missed that. I think there were two parts to the question.
Yeah, another was while accessing the organization chart, can we have an option to drill down the org chart as per department and other organization units?
So I guess that's a good suggestion. You might have to do this activity. We don't have it as of now. I'll be honest, like we haven't planned it yet. But looking at this suggestion, I think we can consider it and we might put it in the roadmap. So let us just go back from this session and check the challenges and the priority of this particular requirement.
Okay.
Mhm.
And thank you, Abhishek, for that. So we have these questions from multiple
Mhm.
partners. Can we download branch-wise payroll distribution?
Branch wise.
Payroll distribution.
So as of now, I'm not sure, but let me just check and we'll inform you. So I think it's not possible, but if it's possible, we'll definitely share that with you on email.
Okay. So, Monica wants to know that I have a team with different shift timings, and some of the individual works in both day and night shift. So, do we have any feature where we can assign two shifts to a person?
So I think the question is like a particular employee might be working in morning shift on Monday, and let's say he has to work under night shift on Tuesday, and so on. So we call it roster on our system. So what you are
Mhm.
eventually doing, you are planning the shift of the employee in advance, and the shifts are not uniform on a daily basis. They change as per as the company requirement. So let's locate that feature. We'll call it roster. So roster is the feature that helps you do this. I'll create a new roster over here. We have options to bulk create, and also if you want to do it manually, you can do it. So this is the screen. I'll call it, let's say, shift plan, and I'll choose the date interval. So let's assume that we want to create roster starting from 17 to 31. So I have chosen my date interval, and then I'll proceed. So the reason I'm not able to see the employee data over here is because I haven't enabled the rosters for them. So I'll go back to my employee screen again. And from here, I'll be able to enable roster for certain employees. So this is the roster activation button. And I can bulk activate roster also if I want to. So if I'll just click on this activate roster, so all these employees, these 10 employees would have their rosters activated. And from that particular screen, which I had just shown you, you will be able to plan it. And if you want more details, like maybe in detail demonstration, somebody from your customer success spot will be able to help you with that. So
Okay.
it's possible. Summing up, it's pretty much possible. This feature has been with us for quite a while. And if you want to learn it, how to use it, all you have to do is to just reach out to your customer success POC and they'll help you setting up the entire roster for you.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, Sasikala wants to know that where's the bulk upload feature is placed in the new navigation.
So again, as I said, we haven't changed the screens. So if you remember, this was your user screen, and this is your
Mm.
create new button, and this is your bulk creation. So what I'll do, I'll just do the comparison from the previous navigation. So you are able to relate what's the difference between the two features. So I'll just open the previous navigation. So this was my previous navigation. Under this users, you have this create new button. And from this create new button, you used to create this bulk creation option. Like you have to download the template and just upload it. So the system would take all the employees that are present on the Excel sheet and put it on the Zimyo portal. Similarly, we haven't changed anything with the screen. All you have to do is to just go on to this particular screen, and the location of the feature remains the same. Like click on create new and click on bulk creation. So we haven't changed any screen in particular. The screens and the content that they used to carry still remain the same. It's only the navigation that we have changed. Uh, the places from where you locate the features has changed, not the actual screen.
Okay, so moving to the next questions we have from Abhishek is,
Mhm.
do we have any provision in HRMS for reminders to admin for the completion of probation period or training period for the employees?
Yes, we do have this feature where HR admins can be reminded about probation completion. Like there are two ways to do that. One of the ways is sending you an email. So what happens? I'll just show you from where to locate this setting. So first, let me just show you the easier part. The easier part is this dashboard. So we have introduced this new widget called upcoming probation confirmation. Now all the employees whose probation is going to be completed within next 30 days, you would have visibility of those data points on this particular widget item. Like for example, there are 5 employees whose probation confirmation date is approaching within the next 30 days. So those 5 names would be available to you. So it's a one-stop view for you to know like whose employees or whose probation confirmation is approaching. So that was way one. There is another way if you want that information to be sent to you on email. So that is also possible. So all I have to do is to just go to this email notification thing. And under email notification, we have got this setting called circulate probation on uh, circulate email on probation. So this is my setting name, reminder mail on probation completion. And on this widget, you can decide the personas you want to send the email to. Like as of now, it is set to RM. So your RM would be getting these emails 15 days before the tentative day of completion. But if you want that to be sent to the HR admin also, you can choose the HR admin flag also. And this email notification would be sent to these two stakeholders before 15 days. So summing up, we have got 2 ways. One of the ways is sending emails to them, and the other way is looking at the dashboard. So on this widget, you would be seeing all the employees whose dates are approaching, and are within 30 days.
Okay, great. Um, Next question is, where can I see the legends or color definitions of the attendance in the dashboards?
Yeah. So just give me a minute. So I guess there is some issue with that, but you would be able to see it by tomorrow. So next to this October 2022, you would have the color legend button, and hovering over that, you would know what every color signifies. Just for the sake of explanation, I'll tell you what every color stands for. So green stands for full day. When you are having a half day, the color code is pink. And when you are absent, or let's say when you haven't completed even your half day, the color code is red. For week offs and holidays, the color code is gray. If you have any pending request, like for example, if you have put a request and that is still in the pending stage, the color would be yellow. And if your company has configured late coming policies, like for example, you are deducting penalty if your employees are coming, let's say 15 minutes late or 30 minutes late. So for that, the color code is purple or the violet color. So I think there is some issue with the portal. Like it was available next to this October 2022. Hovering over that, you would be able to see it whenever you want. And we'll get this change by today itself. By tomorrow, you would be able to access to the color codes again.
Okay, thanks. We have next question from Purvi. Um, is there any option for the employees to get reminders for the late punch in and punch outs?
Okay. So is it like, is it a reminder notification kind of something that should be triggered before your shift start? So we have started this clock in notification reminder on your mobile app. So what happens when your shift starts? 15 minutes before that, all the employees would be getting a push notification on their mobile application telling them that their shift is about to start and they should be clicking the clock in button so that it gets registered on the portal. Similarly, once the shift ends, 15 minutes after that, they get a push notification again on the mobile application telling them that their shift is over now. It's kind of a reminder for them to clock out from the application.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek. Uh, we have one question from Ayush. Is it possible to automatically switch the shifts of an employee every 4 months? I think we already answered that question, Ayush. You can do the same through the rosters. You can plan the rosters for the employees for the week or for the month, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So what you can do, you can create a roster for a bigger interval. Like you can create a roster for 1 year, and on every Monday or let's say on every Friday, if you want that they should have morning shift, or on every Wednesday they should have another shift, you can do that via roster.
Okay. So, Abhishek, that was all the questions. Thank you for all your time and explanations. It was a great session, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I would like to thank all of you for joining this session today with us and making this session more insightful. Right. Yeah. So, over to you, Abhishek, if you want to add anything.
No, I think thank you so much. Thank you everyone for coming, taking out your
Mhm.
time. If you have any questions still regarding the navigation, we'll obviously be sharing the recording of this particular session. You can look at the recording to look at parts of the video which you might have missed or which you might want to look again. We will be making this navigation live, let's say, by another couple of weeks. So you have got enough time to look at the video, to try it by yourself how particular features can be located. And yes, like then you would have this new navigation, which is pretty easier to use.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So thank you everyone for joining. And I think that takes us towards the end of this session. We'll be sharing the recordings with you to have a better understanding for the new navigation before we make it live. Thank you. I think. Thank you.